Now, since the new tin-tailed tailed beast has dropped, we will be doing a worst to best over the tailed beast in Shindo Life. So for this, I'm actually going to be putting all the Gen 1s and 2s together besides tin-tails because they all are almost the exact same with like very slight differences, like one burns and one doesn't burn. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right to the video, guys. So coming in 5th place is going to be the Gen 2 tailed spirit. I mean, not Gen 2, Gen 1 tailed spirit, and I will be using the drippiest tailed spirit, Mao. Now, this obviously doesn't have a Baron mode, so yep, this is about it when it comes to Gen 1. Now, the reason why it's going to rank last is pretty obvious. It doesn't have the Baron mode, which is the most powerful thing about the actual, tailed beast, other than the actual special ones. For the Gen 1, there's not really anything to it. I mean, it has all the basic 6-path abilities, and it has a really cool drippy Z-spec. I mean, like, oh my god, like, look how drippy this is. But drip aside, if you're not in it for the drip, this is overall just really not that great. There's not really much to say about it. All of them have like a little special effect to it, but in the end of things, Gen 1 is the worst type of tailed beast of this game, and I would only recommend getting it if you guys love your drip, and who doesn't, right? All right, so coming in 4th place is going to be the Gen 2 tailed beast. So the Gen 2 tailed beast will be coming in 4th place because it does actually have the Baron mode, which is the reason why it will be ranking here. So I will just go ahead and do it. Boom. Tentacion mode. And yeah, you guys know how good this mode is. I don't need to explain it. It's just a very, very spammy mode. Like, that's literally it. It's just a very, very spammy mode. The weapon spec is the old Z spec of 6 paths, and then the actual Z spec is a slam, a bomb ability that does actually summon another tailed beast. It's just honestly really, really spammy. I'm sure you guys have seen Baron mode by now, at least. Now, the only issue with this, and you guys may be thinking, oh, Baron mode, where's the timer at? I'm pretty sure they removed the timer. I don't see a timer anywhere. I actually did not know they removed the timer, so there's that. The only issue is that it actually does mode drain very, very slowly, but it is very, very spammy. The mode will drain eventually, and you will actually lose your mode entirely. It doesn't get deleted, you just won't be able to remode. But overall, I do actually think that Baron mode is quite OP. It does kind of carry the Gen 2 tailed beast, and it's the very specific reason why all Gen 2s are better than their Gen 1 counterparts. Have you ever gotten 80th spin rarity and gotten something like just atomic? Well, that's because you haven't hit the like button on this video yet. If you hit the like button on this video, you're guaranteed to get 10 million times luck. 100%. Now, coming in 3rd place is going to be the Maru spirit. Now, this may actually surprise you guys, but the reason why Maru spirit is going to rank this low is just because Maru really it's really not that great, but even compared to Apol spirit. Now, first of all, it is very, visually everywhere. It does copy some of the same abilities from Apol. Like, all the Z specs, I'm pretty sure, are almost the exact same. As I'll go to the second mode here, that was the first one, second mode right here. All of the Z specs and the actual M1s are almost the exact same, but the other abilities are slightly different. Like, Apol has this burning effect that is like a bunch of different things at the same time, and that is really, really, really laggy, so that's cool. Obviously, you do have the Z spec. I think there's a throwable. Yeah, the throwable is the same between them, so there is that. M1s obviously are the exact same, and the Z spec is the exact same. So I'm talking about actually talking about Maru and Apol being the same so much because they have very similar abilities, and the reason why it's going to rank so low compared to Apol is because of one or two very, very, very small differences. Now, first of all, the weapon spec of them are actually different. The weapon spec specifically of the final mode is very different, which is a huge factor in these bloodlines. Obviously the throwable is it's literally just Pyromania 6 ability, so I guess that's pretty cool when it comes to Maru. M1s are the exact same as the one before he's dead, Ripperonis, and the Z spec is the exact same as Apol. It's just a beam of lightning coming out your face hole. So the final form, which is theoretically obviously going to be the most broken one, M1s are going to be these huge M1s, as with all of the Gen 3s, all of them, there's 2 of them so far. Now, the weapon spec is where the differences start to show the most. The weapon spec of Apol is actually it's just the M1 combo extender that is actually not very good at M1 combo extending because you can't M1 combo with this with this mode very well. So the move itself is pretty bad, all things considered. Also, when the tail beast is about to expire, it actually does shoot a ball effect, which is different than Apol. I'm pretty sure Apol is a counter ability. Now, the actual Z spec, I'm pretty sure the Z spec is the exact same. It's a block break, high damage ability that does target, and then obviously the throwable is the same. So they're very, very, very similar. Oh, it's a counter. My bad, guys. It is actually a counter. I think 3rd place is very solid for this, as as you'll see later on this video. By the way, at 200,000 subscribers, which is approaching faster than I actually would like it to, I will be eating the world's hottest pepper. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to hit the subscribe button on this video or you guys might miss out. Also hit the like button while you're at it. So coming in second place is going to be the tin-tailed spirit. Now this is actually the Gen 2 version of the tin-tailed. As you can see, it is slightly different. So the reason why tin-tail is going to be ranking here is simply because tin-tail is a very good mode. Now the reason why it's going to rank second is because 8-Ball Spirit is just better for team fights. It's more spammy, but tin-tails definitely does take the cake in 1v1s. I mean, obviously M1s. Did you guys just see that M1 damage, or is that just me? Wait. Excuse me, did that just do 100,000 damage? That's supposed to be fixed. Okay, I'm just saying right now, the difference between first place and second place is coming very close here. Tin-tails might actually be better with that damage amount. That's pretty insane. But yeah, obviously, as you guys can see, the M1s do insane amounts of damage. That will definitely be nerfed, so don't get too excited about that, I guess. The stats on the first, okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. Mode 1 is significantly better than Mode 2, just because the Z-Spec is actually usable. Now, the reason why I actually do think Mode 1 is better than Mode 2 is because the Z-Spec is a lot more usable. The stats are still really good in Mode 1, and the only thing you gain is a flying dragon that takes all your mode to actually use the ability. But the actual abilities of Tin-tails are very insane. I actually do think that Tin-tails is borderline first place, if not first place. It's all up to you. This is my opinion, so I can understand why you guys might think Tin-tails is first. If you do think Tin-tails is first, feel free to tell me in the comments why you think Tin-tails is first over the actual first place. But obviously, all the abilities in Tin-tails are this is insane. This M1 damage, I still cannot believe this. It's not fixed. It does 100,000. That's ridiculous. But yeah, obviously Tin-tails does have a place lock stun. It has insane M1 damage. It does have a really good M1 combo extender, which works really well with 100,000 damage M1s. And it does obviously have the second mode if you want to use it. The only difference is that you could fly in some of the abilities or change at different slots. By the way, guys, what is your favorite tailed beast in Shindo Life? If you're tell me in the comments below, we'll be checking them out. Now, coming in first place is going to be the 8-Ball Spirit. Now, I'm not actually going to talk about this that much because I spent so much time with this video on Maru. But the throwable, like, all of the abilities are very similar to each other. Like, they all have very similar, they're not similar looking, but they are similar types of abilities. All right, so I'm just going to go quickly through this. I'm not even going to bother showing the Z-Spec because the Z-Specs are the exact same. There's nothing different about them. The M1s are slightly different. They just look different. They have the same effects. Obviously, you do have the throwable, the exact same. The web spec is different though. It's a hand that shoots out. It's a stun. Okay, no, the second mode isn't a stun. The third mode is actually the stun mode. Obviously, it's the exact same. Like, you're gonna see a lot of similarities between 8-Ball and Maru, and I'm guessing all the Gen 3s will have somewhat of the same abilities. This is just something that is shared between all of the different gens of Tail Beasts. They're all almost the exact same. Now, the Z-Spec is the same as Maru, as you guys can probably tell. The throwable is different though. The throwable is like a sand ability that you throw. It actually is very cool, and I do think it's actually quite good. And then obviously you do have the weapon spec. The weapon spec is going to be a sand ability that like slams people back and does do a place lock stun, which happens to be better than the Pyromania ability, because if you're going to use the Pyromania ability, why are you not using Pyromania instead of the mode? You know what I mean? So here's where it gets interesting. The final mode of 8-Ball. Now you guys may be thinking, oh, what could possibly be better than, you know, Maru's, which is like a combo extender? This. So it may look like it's the exact same, but the actual 8-Ball Spirit that is summoned is it's pretty different. So first of all, the main difference, obviously this ability, I'm pretty sure it actually is a little bit different. Yep, okay, it's the exact same. That's cool and all. Okay, there it is. There it is, guys. It is a big giant AoE stun move. So that's the difference. That's what makes 8-Ball better than Maru. That exactly. The other abilities are very similar as well. You do obviously have the throwable, which is like that. It is a counter ability. And then you do have the gigantic damage Z-Spec, which is the exact same as Maru's. So honestly, it's up to you on what you actually want to use. I do think that 8-Ball is a lot better than Maru just because of that stun AoE ability at the end of the Tail Beast. It is very strong for team fights because a lot of people don't really expect a giant sand floor to come out at the end of the Tailed Beast. And it's also very hard to predict where the Tailed Beast will actually end. Anyways, guys, it's actually going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember that like button, subscribe, and hope to see you next one, guys. Peace.